NATO land corridors could rush U.S. troops to front line in event of European war.
Here's a summary of the article.
NATO is developing multiple land corridors to rush U.S. troops and armor to the front lines in the event of a major European ground war with Russia. Logistical routes have become a key priority since NATO leaders agreed to prepare 300,000 troops to be kept in a state of high readiness to defend the alliance at a summit in Vilnius, Lithuania, last year. Existing plans have U.S. troops landing at Dutch ports before boarding trains that transport them through Germany and onwards to Poland. In the event of a Russian invasion of NATO, U.S. troops would be shipped to the port of Rotterdam before being transported eastward. If NATO forces entering from the Netherlands are hit by Russian bombardment, or northern European ports destroyed, the alliance is set to shift focus to ports in Italy, Greece and Turkey. From Italian ports, U.S. troops could be carried via land through Slovenia, Croatia to Hungary, which shares a border with Ukraine. In the last 5 years, JSEC has carried out reviews on behalf of NATO to discover various routes that could be used to deliver troops to combat a Russian invasion.
This post received a score of 5,200, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The Telegraph reports, NATO is developing multiple land corridors to rush U.S. troops and armor to the front lines in the event of a major. American soldiers would land at one of 5 ports and be channeled along pre-planned logistical routes to confront a possible attack by Moscow, officials told The Telegraph. It comes amid warnings from the alliance's top leaders that Western governments must prepare themselves for a logistical routes have become a key priority since NATO leaders agreed to prepare 300,000 troops to be kept in a state of alliance at a summit in Vilnius, Lithuania, last year. Existing plans have U.S. troops landing at Dutch ports before boarding trains that transport them through Germany and onwards to Poland.
Weird, they've missed the in plans drawn up in 1955. Edit. Lots of replies seem to think, bring the American army to Europe to fight the Russians, is somehow a new plan?
1955 plans to Don include transit via Poland or crossing into Baltic states. So it's more like 1955 plus 2024.
Greater than 1955 plus 2024. I know this one. It's 3,978.
Well, you were close at least, haha.
Perfect 5/7.
The air superiority campaign will have made it very easy to get boots on the ground and front line within 24 hours, if not quicker. The US is extremely good at these sorts of logistical and strategy things. We also actively train, and train with, our close NATO allies regularly, so there won't really be much miscommunication or coordination lag required for that potential, or realistically eventual, conflict in that cooperative effort.
The logistic efficiency the U.S. Army has is something to behold. Would love to learn more about it and how they accomplish it, obviously lots of money but still.
This is why I question whether China really could do anything to Taiwan. They have not been in a full-scale war in the modern era. They would need to win very very quickly, otherwise they'd be just like Russia except worse since the USA is bound to defend them. China also imports a lot of necessities which would all get disrupted.
Taiwan Strait is very rough, only a couple months a year can be crossed by the ships required to launch an invasion. Once they get there, one side of Isle is too shallow and the other side is covered in cliffs. There are only a few poets that are useful and then only a few limited ways to get to Taipei, and these are easily defended by Taiwan. A logistical nightmare.
Reminds me of Nazi Germany's inability to cross the channel from France to England.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.